Good morning, everyone. Well, should I say good day to everyone? I think today's little chat is going to be very, very interesting for many of you out there. And today's topic is all about the relationship reset. And I find this very, very interesting. So, a lot of it's got to do with breaking patterns without blame. And I'm going to get into the first module of a series. Now, firstly, just welcome and appreciate you taking the time to really listen to this. And if you are in any way under pressure or feeling a bit uneasy in your relationships, this is going to, this is a good time just to listen. So I'm really glad you're here today, if that's who you are, because the very fact that you're here tells me something important about you. It tells me that you care about your relationship. Number one, it tells me a lot more and a lot deeper detail about you, who you actually are. It tells me that somewhere inside you, there's still a desire for growth, connection, and something better. And that matters. That really, really matters. Now, before we begin, I want you to set a very important tone for this entire module. This is not about blame. Please get me. This is not about blame, not about who's right, not about who's wrong. Because in relationships, the moment we start trying to prove who is right, we both lose. That's a fact. Instead, this module is about awareness. Awareness. Because awareness is where transformation begins. And when couples begin to see patterns they are stuck in, something powerful happens. They stop fighting each other and start working together against the pattern. So today we're going, we are just going to explore. We're going to explore why even good couples get stuck. Don't think there's couples out there that don't get stuck. Good couples get stuck too. We're going to explore how emotional triggers hijack our reactions. A simple technique to pause before reacting is so important, and I'm going to explain in a deeper sense what that's all about and how to begin understanding your partner's internal world. That's life-changing. Okay. And by the end of this module, you will start seeing your relationship from a complete different perspective. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay. So if you're watching this, enjoy it. Take a deep breath now, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Let things go. Just relax. And let's begin. One of the biggest myths about relationships is that couples struggle because something is fundamentally wrong with them. But in reality, most couples are not broken. That's the reality. Most couples are not broken. They are simply stuck in patterns. In NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, we often call this a reaction loop. And it works like this. One partner says something, and the other reacts. Then the first partner reacts to that reaction. And suddenly, you're both caught in a cycle. A cycle of reaction. Counter reaction. defensiveness, put up, defensiveness, misunderstanding, not hearing each other, not hearing the message, and emotional escalation. So now there's lots of shouting or voices raised. This is what many relationship experts call the dance of negativity. The dance of negativity. Okay, the reaction loop. It's like a dance where both people know the steps, even though they hate the music. Okay. How's that for an explanation? And what's fascinating is that most couples can predict exactly how the argument will go. They can predict it because they've danced this dance many times before. For example, partner A says something critical, partner B becomes defensive. Partner A becomes or then feels unheard, partner B feels attacked. And the cycle continues. Now, here's the key insight. This cycle is usually not about the surface issue. It's really about the washing the dishes, for example. What else? What else? What else? Or the message that wasn't replied to, or the tone of voice. Those are just the triggers. Understand that. Those are just the triggers. Underneath that, there are deep emotional needs. Needs like feeling respected, feeling heard, feeling valued, feeling safe, feeling loved. Those are emotional needs. And when these needs are not met, our nervous system reacts. Okay. And it reacts automatically, emotionally, and often defensively. Often. Now, the good news is this: patterns can be changed. Here we come back to that word. But the first step is always awareness. Awareness, awareness, awareness. So I want you to start noticing something. Not judging here. Not judging, guys. Not blaming. Just noticing. I want you to ask yourself, what patterns do we fall into as a couple? Think about that. Do we criticize, withdraw, become defensive, shut down, raise our voices, start shouting? Because once you begin to see the pattern, you're already halfway to breaking it. Okay. Awareness, awareness, awareness. Now let's talk about something incredibly powerful. Your nervous system. Because most arguments in relationships are not actually conscious decisions. They are automatic reactions. Your nervous system is constantly scanning for emotional safety. And when it detects something that feels threatening, it reacts instantly. This is what we call a trigger. Triggers are emotional hotspots. They activate old feelings, memories, or fears, sometimes without you even realizing it. Okay, without you even realizing it. Give an example. A partner forgetting something important might trigger feelings of being unimportant. A certain tone of voice might trigger memories of being criticized. A disagreement might trigger a fear of abandonment. And suddenly, you are no longer just reacting to this moment. You're reacting to many past moments combined, all combined. And that is why reactions can feel intense. Now, I want you to think about something. Ask yourself quietly, what tends to trigger me in my relationship? What tends to trigger me in my relationship? Is it feeling disrespected, feeling ignored, feeling controlled, feeling criticized, or maybe something else? I'm not too sure. Because when we become aware of our triggers, we gain power over our reactions. Instead of being controlled by them, and awareness always allows us, and this is where I come back to awareness, awareness, awareness. Instead of being controlled by them, awareness always allows us to communicate something much healthier. So instead of saying, you always do this, we can say something far more honest. When this happens, it triggers something in me. That simple shift changes everything because it moves the conversation from blame to understanding. Now, I want to teach you one of the most powerful tools, and I mentioned this in the very beginning, one of the most powerful tools you will ever learn in a relationship, in relationships. It sounds simple, but it can completely transform the way couples communicate. Okay, it's called, remember these three things: pause, breathe, reflect. PBR. Pause, breathe, reflect. Because most relationships or most relationship damage happens in the seconds before the reaction or before a reaction. Those few seconds determine everything. So here's the technique. Step one, pause. When you feel triggered, and you'll know when that is, just stop. Even if it's just for three seconds. 1, 2, 3, just stop. That pause interrupts automatic reaction. And what it also does, it turns on the thinking brain. Okay, 3 seconds. Step 2, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. You can do this subtly. Take one slow, deep breath in and one slow, deep exhale. Breathe out. This tells your nervous system that you are safe just by breathing, and it begins calming the emotional response. Okay. Step 3, notice your body. Notice your body. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Tight chest, clenched jaw, raised voice. These are signals that your nervous system is activated. Okay. Step 4, label the emotion. And it's crazy. Just by labeling the emotion, you might, and you can say it quietly to yourself. I'm feeling hurt right now. Or I'm feeling frustrated. Label it. Because when you name emotions, they lose some of their power over us. Okay. Just name it. And then step 5, reflect. Reflect. Ask yourself, what do I actually need in this moment? Do I need reassurance? To feel heard? More understanding? Space? Respect? What is it I need in this moment? Because when we communicate the need behind the reaction, conversations become much healthier. Instead of saying, you never listen to me, we say, I really need to feel heard right now. That small shift can completely change the tone of the conversation. Now, let's move further. Let's move deeper. We move into something that changes relationships at a very deep level. Okay. Understanding your partner's inner world. Easier said than done. But take the time to do it. Understand your partner's inner world, because every person experiences reality differently. That's a fact. We each have different childhood experiences, different fears, different emotional triggers, different ways of expressing love. Some, when conflict happens, often what we see is just the surface behavior, but underneath the behavior, there's always a deeper emotional experience. For example, one partner may withdraw during conflict, not because they don't care, but because they feel overwhelmed. Another partner may raise their voice, not because they want to hurt their partner. Please hear me. Yeah, this is common. Not because they want to hurt their partner, but because they feel desperate to be heard. So I want you to practice something powerful. Instead of reacting, become curious. You might ask, what did that feel like for you? Or what was going through your mind when that happened? Or help me understand your perspective. And then practice something very important. Active listening. Active listening. Listen deeply. Listen without interrupting. Always told my kids, you have 2 ears, 1 mouth. Speak less, listen more. But active listening is super important. Listen without speaking or interrupting, without preparing your response. Some of us have got our responses ready before the other person's even finished their sentence. Without defending yourself, just listen. And when your partner finishes, reflect back what you heard. I'll give you an example. You could say something like, What I hear you saying is that you felt ignored when I didn't respond. Gentle. But what this does, it does something really powerful. It tells your partner, I see you, I hear you, and your experience matters. And when people feel understood, their defensiveness drops dramatically. That is how trust is rebuilt. So for those out there that are having trust issues within their marriage, listen to what I've just said. This is how trust is rebuilt. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to do a short reflection exercise. Yeah, just a short reflection exercise. This will help you. So think about a recent situation where you felt strongly triggered in your relationship. Now, I want you to write down the following. Number one, what was the trigger? Think about it. What happened? What was said or done? Okay, so what was the trigger? Number two, what emotion did you feel? Well, were you angry, hurt, frustrated, sad, rejected? What emotion did you feel? Number three, how did you react? Did you withdraw? Uh, Raise your voice, shut down, or become defensive? Okay. How did you react? You learn a lot about yourself. And number four, what did you exactly need in that moment? Was it attention, understanding, respect, reassurance, space? What did you need in that exact moment? Now reflect on these questions. Was expressing your reaction more important, or getting your need met? What was it? Think about it. And how could you communicate that need more clearly next time? Just take a moment to think about that. Because this insight alone can change how you communicate forever. Okay, so before we finish this module, I told you I'll try and be as quick as possible. And I'm wearing red today for love, since this is a relationship reset. I want you to remember something very important. Relationships don't break because couples argue. When you have an argument, stop threatening and wanting to divorce and wanting to break up and wanting to whatever. Guys, relationships don't break because couples argue. Every couple argues. Okay. I don't care who or what, every couple argues. Relationships struggle when couples get stuck in patterns they don't understand. But the moment you begin seeing those patterns, the moment you start pausing before reacting, the moment you become curious about your partner's internal world, everything begins to shift. Because you stop fighting each other and you start working together. Together. And that is the beginning of a true relationship reset. So in the next module, we'll go deeper into communication and connection. Okay. And start building new patterns that strengthen your relationship. For now, take a moment to reflect, talk with your partner, share what you discovered today. And remember, small shifts create powerful change. Okay. So I'll see you in the next session, hopefully. And yeah, from my perspective, my name's Doug Aylward, Pinnacle X Therapy. You can reach out on my WhatsApp if you ever want to. +27 72 124 3609. And check us out on the website, pinnaclextherapy.com. And yeah, guys, connect with me anytime. I'm here to help you. Yeah, and I love it. Okay, I love it. The more people we help, the better. That's the story. So have a wonderful day further, and I hope you enjoyed the first module. Okay, cheerio.